The
This
D-Batch
is about
demon.
delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
I like the little chuckle. I just can't get over the chuckle in between Fonz when he's thinking about platforms that actually have Game Pass, and he's like, Sony doesn't have Game Pass. And he's giving a little laugh there. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Real Deal Xbox Podcast. Today we're talking about all the latest stuff. I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in and listening to us speak on it. Obviously, if you're here, thank you very much. Hit the like button, tell a buddy or two about the show, and of course, let us know your thoughts in the comments. As we get going, we're going to be covering a lot of these guys freaking out about Horizon Zero Dawn scores, but also the latest information on Xbox games and new studio acquisition rumors, stuff like that. So, again, let us know your thoughts, guys. Thanks for joining us. And of course, we got a phenomenal panel. We'll do some shout-outs and get into the stuff here, but let's start with old D-Batch. How you been, buddy?
I'm good, man. I don't want to talk too much because we got a lot of topics to get over. Like, so much stuff happening, some new game releases, new updates. Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's just get on with it.
Chat! We've also got Fonzarelli. How you been, brother?
Oh, it's been great, brother. It's Tuesday, and man, I almost freaking died in my throat. Anyways, yeah, it's really good to be here. I can't wait to talk about how the 89 is the new trash.
It's just facts, Fonzarelli. Get over it. Hey, we've also got Tim Dog, brother. How you been?
Yeah, I've been good. I'd really feel better if I was 1 point better, but you know, I'm all right.
Why you gotta be messy for?
I want to be 1 point better. That's all.
Well, you should have had better fucking animations. Hey, Zucker.
Should have stayed off last gen.
Hey, Zucker, how you been, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad that we're here. I'm glad I got a PS5 because now I can fly in the game, but I guess it's on my PS4 Pro also. I don't know. I thought the SSD would... I don't know. Let's get into it, man. A lot of topics. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. We've already got Hargy in the chat being messy. Who does
Hargy, you're a piece of work.
You want to get that while I get up the...
yeah, hashtag MedUp89 is not good enough. Hashtag PlayStation is a monopoly. Hashtag Ponyvision destroys brain cells. Hashtag COD will be Xbox exclusive.
Jesus.
Jesus, Hargy, what the hell?
Ponyvision will destroy brain cells? Okay.
Oh, bro.
Hargy's going ham.
Woke up with violence.
I hear that maniacal chuckle that he does as well. Yeah, let me give a few shout-outs here to the patron shout-out tier. Shout out to these guys. We start with Dub Mobile. Shout out to you, brother. He's the newest one. Ruben Almighty, Dave Incubus, Ricky Falon, Fault Lines, Not Silek, Ricky Falon, Achievement, Nano Polymath, Zordon Costanza, KY Bob, Goose 8402, Straw Hat Khalifa, Assassin, Lupa, Foreign Object, Gab Queez, Teo, John Blue, Deviator X, Vec Boss, as well as Real Deal Neil, Suicide King, Michael Bowen, Tasteless Genie, Guillermo Cabillo, All Might, Dark CMF, and Alfonso Hogan. Thank you guys very much for what you guys do. And I wanted to start on a little messy topic tonight because, well, I kind of made fun of this in my last video and threw some dumb auto-tune to it. But guys are crying review bias, media bias for these Horizon Forbidden West reviews. And anybody who knows anything knows that, one, this is basically a historic high for Guerrilla Games. This is the best they've practically ever reviewed, right? It's a good score. That's what I'm trying to say. And anybody who expected a God of War or Forza Horizon type score out of this shit, like, it's not going to happen. So it's at an 89 right now, right? Or did it fall to an 88?
No, it's at 89 right now. I'm looking at it right now. It's at an 89.
89.
And I don't get it. Like, that's a really good score. Why are people pissed off? And like you said, it's the highest score, one of the best scores they've had in their entire like studio. Like, that's what it is. Like, wow. Like, you're going to get mad about that shit? Media bias for an 89? What the hell?
What they're doing is
obvious. It's because they couldn't use it for the console war. They wanted 90s so they could say, look at what we got, Xbox. You guys don't have any games that hit this high. That's what they wanted. It's stupid.
Damn Xbox.
Like I was saying before, I thought it would maybe get like a 91, maybe a 90, because the previews looked really good, looked really interesting. They looked like they made a lot of improvements. That being said, an 89 is a fantastic freaking score, man. That is a good score. 75 is a good game.
Preach,
once you get into the once you get into the 80s and the higher 80s, it's a great game. Now, for you to be approaching close to 100, that game's got to be damn well near perfect. And we know that's not really the case with games. So 89 is a fantastic score. That is a must-buy title. So I don't understand why people are all upset about it. And Metacritic just seems to matter when it benefits somebody. And if it doesn't benefit somebody, then it doesn't matter. Like, make up your minds. Like, does it matter or doesn't it matter? Because a good game is a good game, and I really don't need a critic to 100% tell me it's a good game. He can give me the baseline and give me his opinion, but a good game is determined on my experiences. And based on what I've seen from this game and the graphics and you know, the upgrades that you get on the PlayStation 5, it's a good game. I gotta say this one point though. I'm really annoyed with Sony. Now, if you buy this game on the PlayStation 4, it's a free upgrade for the PlayStation 5 version. Yet they still have a PlayStation 5 version listed at $10 higher. Like, what are we doing here? Why aren't people outraged about that instead of the stupid score?
This is the last time you get that upgrade too.
$10. Don't you hear them? They argue with me all the time, saying, "Well, I'm buying it for an extra 10 to support the developers," and I'm like, "Go ahead, waste your money."
I bought the PS4 version and I got a free PS5 upgrade. Thank you.
And just so people know, the new upgrade that came out for Cyberpunk, it's harder to get the next gen patch on PlayStation 5. You have to go into the store and go through all these hoops to get it. It's as if Sony doesn't like that there's free upgrades to shit.
Ridiculous. How weird. It is so ridiculous. And it's like 63 gigs. So you already have the damn game. Instead of getting like a nice little patch that's like 10, 20 gigs, you got to re-download 63 gigs and delete the old game. Way to go.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Hargate again. He says Horizon will get a 90 plus meta when it comes to PC. We will see. And then Polish Kraken, he does say shout out to Kids Move getting in a fight with Bigfoot. Shout out to Kids Move doing some crazy shit as usual. You know, obviously great guy. But yeah, we all do things in life we probably shouldn't.
I'm sorry if you were.
Let's not even go into it. Let's not even go into it.
Sorry.
Shout out to Kids Move though, and shout out to everybody already here, guys. Again, I don't know if you guys have seen the Horizon Forbidden West reviews. But the second I heard them comparing it to Halo Infinite and saying, well, this guy gave Halo Infinite a 93 and he gave Horizon Forbidden whatever the fuck 87, and that means they're biased.
Okay, let's talk about that. They're talking about Stevivor.com, okay? And guess what? It was different reviewers from Stevivor. It's not even the same freaking reviewers, so what are we complaining about here? Everybody has their own damn opinions. Matter of fact, you'll see them take several Sony games from Stevivor.com from different reviewers, mind you, and they're posting it saying, look, they give all Sony games low scores. They failed to omit all the Sony scores they gave 9s and 10s for. Oh. Ratchet & Clank got a 9.
How weird.
The Last of Us got a 10 from Stevivor, but they omit that because it doesn't fit their narrative. They can't be biased if they say, hey, these games got 9s and 10s for Sony's. They can't put that stuff out there because it would go against their agenda. It's dumb. It's stupid. Everybody has their own opinions. This is not like all of Stevivor is just Xbox fanboys. No,
it's not like they have any basis or grounds for any of it. And I actually went into detail. Like I went on like a multiple minute thing on this, like in a couple videos ago, probably, and talking about how you got to look into everything that any Sony fan ever posts to you about any source or anything they're claiming, because half the time they don't even read it. And it's all bullshit, surface level stuff, and you can always look into it and crush it pretty easily. And this is the perfect example. You say they're posting reviews from a site saying media bias, when in fact they're literally purposely forgetting the ones that are at 9s and 10s. They're not doing it on purpose, and not mentioning that it's from multiple different reviewers. Not one guy reviewing Halo. He runs to fucking Horizon Forbidden West and then reviews that and gives it a lower score. You know, different people like different things.
Chat. Jayhawk in the chat says it perfectly. He said that Stevivor gave Ratchet & Clank a 9. Both Spider-Mans were a 9.5. Last of Us a 10. And God of War was their game of the year.
Damn.
In 2018. So, yeah, media bias. So dumb.
Yeah.
Look, so these people didn't think what you would think about this game. So they don't agree with you. I mean, they haven't even played this game. Nobody's played this game in the community, but yet they think it deserves a 9 point whatever.
Because it says Sony.
At the end of the day, it looks like a great game. I cannot wait to play it. I think it looks phenomenal. But you know what? My experience is going to differ from somebody else's. Somebody else may say, hey, it looks like crap to me. I'm not playing it. And you know what? I don't care if they say that. It's not going to bother me.
Not everyone's into an open world game too. So like maybe, you know, he wasn't completely thrilled with all the open world things that he had to do, or everyone has an opinion, man. And like, if that's why I think Metacritic is actually pretty good, because you get various opinions and then you kind of average it out. So some guys may say it's a 10, some guys may say it's a 9, some guy may say it's an 8, and then of course you got your odd idiot that says, oh, it's a 4. But they average it out, and 89 at the end of the day is a great score. Like, just go play the damn game.
I think it ties them for their best overall rating. No one should have expected much more. And two, Metacritic was not originally meant to be leveraged as a fucking weapon. Like, this is a tool that was supposed to help consumers with $60 or $70 now to spend on a game. You know, decide what they want to spend it on. And you don't go with the cumulative number most of the time. Most people find reviewers that are consistent with their opinions, the things they like to do in games, and how they like to pursue those games. And then they, you know, kind of agree or disagree X amount of times and decide, okay, Robert from, you know, obviously XboxSucks.com, he is always in line with what I think about these games, so I'm going to pay more attention to Robert over there at XboxSucks.com, right? Yeah, that's kind of how you're supposed to use it. But maybe that's just too much work. You look at that big green or yellow number, and then you say
I think it's also people just, you know, Sony didn't have a really good year last year, right? With exclusives. I think people are kind of like, they were expecting this year to be like oh, here we go. And it's like, man, 89 is really high. Like, the Ghost of Tsushima is an 83. Right. Like, that game's an 83. Like, and nobody complained about that. And it was really like people's game of the year contender. I think Fonz, you loved it like crazy. And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter what the Metacritic is. Like, sometimes I understand, like, it depends on the genre, right? If you like open world games, you know what that game's going to be for you. If you're questioning a genre, you go and check out the reviews to see if it's worth it, mainly to look at the gameplay. That's just what I do, right? Like, if I don't know about a game, I just look at gameplay. That's it. Like, these people that take these reviews so hard, it's like, come on, man. Like, this game looks great. The graphics look great. It does look, you know, like they used a lot of the same assets, which, you know, it's fine. That's what developers do from their last game. And the PS4, like, the one thing I want to talk about is that flying thing I brought up earlier. Like, that bullshit that they said they couldn't do the flying, like, game design, right? Like, it would break it because the SSD wasn't there.
Like Guerrilla Games, just for context, they said that they couldn't do flying in Horizon Zero Dawn because the hard drive, right? And just like I fucking said when we were talking about on that episode, where software, they would find a way every couple years, whether or not it's a new engine, new platform, new hardware, whatever, they find a way to do shit. They found a way to do flying on the PS4, right?
They did.
But according to them, they couldn't do it.
360 in Far Cry games.
I'm saying it's all about detail bandwidth, how much stuff you're drawing in at once. And I guess maybe there's some compromises there, but they found out how to do it. And apparently you can fly around on you know, flying shit.
It's just that. It's just like, okay, you gave it more time. They figured it out. And that's the thing. I don't like the lying bullshit. Like, that whole, like, oh, this next gen, and then them basically almost hiding the, like, PS4 version on the PS5, so you have to spend that extra $10. Like, it's just not cool. Like, just be upfront, be honest, be transparent, and we'll be all right. Like, nobody would hate on you. And that's the main thing. I don't give a shit about reviews. I don't care what people say. I'll play it for myself when it comes to PC. Lol. But you know, like, that's like, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, the 89's great. It's probably going to be a contender for Game of the Year. And I think this kind of puts a little bit of a target on God of War. Like, I'm looking forward to God of War. It's one of my most anticipated games. But again, it's going to be on PS4. They used a lot of the same assets from the last game.
Stop being toxic, Zocker.
You mentioned
that's what I think you are afraid of.
You mentioned PC, and I saw that image floating around of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's got the cursor in there.
Oh my god!
It was being played on the PC. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Hey, I want to talk about a different image. I want to talk about the melted Ken doll in the background. Have any of you seen the dude in the background? Like, Horizon Forbidden West has its Craig, right? I didn't think it's like they did this.
Oh my god, yeah.
They have their own Craig. It's a guy in the background going, like, his face is fucking melted.
Yeah.
Like, I died just because I was like figures, right? Some of these guys ran with the Craig thing so hard. Now, boom, you got Ralph in the background, melted fucking face Ralph in the background. Go figure. By the way, this is
you leave Ralph out of this. At least he made it in the launch. Craig took steroids and came out with a mohawk.
Craig got a makeover.
Like
Craig tried to.
You did, bro.
This is Dying Light, by the way. Again, this is a different playthrough. I'm still stuck in the infinite death loop bug, so I just had fucking started over. Yeah, Dying Light, Xbox Series X. Let me know if you guys have played it. I talked about it a lot in my last video. But again, Ralph, the melted-faced assassin in Horizon Forbidden West, he's there. They got their own Craig, and I just kind of chuckled at that. I thought it was crazy looking. Also, just want to say two things, and I want Tim's take on some of this. Some of these guys should not be surprised at low Sony review scores. The reason they weren't upset with Ghost of Tsushima is because Infinite Second Son was an 80 overall. This was an upgrade. This was more. That's what they wanted, right?
Exactly.
With Horizon, it was an 89 last time. I thought it very overrated. I thought it was a solid 8, not anywhere near a fucking 90. You're talking near Witcher and legendary fucking badass shit at that point. Not even close to in the same category, in my opinion. But this, obviously, I think will be an improvement, even at the same 89. It's like going back and seeing an 89 from 20 years ago and an 89 today. It's going to be a better game either way. So be happy about
the combat and everything. Yeah, they talk about how the reviewers especially are talking about how the combat is much improved, and it's things like that that's getting me excited to play it. Like, I could care less what some of these reviewers score the game. I really don't. Like, it's weird.
So next time Xbox gets a 61 meta, you're not going to say nothing about it?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
Since
when?
If
I like the game, I like the game. If a game gets a 60 and I love it, I mean, look, people gave me a hard time with Red Dead 2, even though it scored well. They were giving me a hard time in the community about the controls and all this stuff, which, yes, you have a point, but did it bother me? No. People said, oh, you just want to play it for the horse balls. And I was just like, you know what? None of that stuff bothered me.
At least we got to the crux of it.
Yeah, I didn't know you. I didn't know that's why you played it.
Could say about a game bothers me because I don't let it affect me. If I love a game, I love a game.
Well, people are going to love this game, right? I want Tim's take on some of this stuff, man. 89 overall. The game's reviewing well, but it's apparently media bias, according to some just idiots out there. What are your thoughts on this, Tim? You've been in the Twitter streets more than all of us here.
Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself. I kind of went into it thinking it was going to be over 90. I expected it to be like, I think I predicted a 91. And I just felt like it was going to be like, something that was going to be, listen, at the end of the line, the reason why this is such a big thing is because Sony fanboys want to build this narrative that their studios are all better than Xbox's and Xbox can't compete. And they were looking at this as a slam dunk. They were going to dunk on Xbox and say, hey, look, you can't get over this. This is a 93 or a 94. We're at the Elite Studios. And what happened was they got 89, which is still so respectable. But they
89 is fucking elite.
Like, yeah, it is elite. And that's what we're all laughing about because, it's obvious what went on here. This was supposed to be, to the Sony fanboy, a dunk on Xbox, and it didn't happen. But at the end of the day, you have an awesome game that you can play, and it's going to do well. It's very well received. Like I just said, I just think it did come to a surprise for myself, and I think to many others that it wasn't in that. I thought they would take that next step, or at least the reviewers would say, this is a complete evolution. And like you said, Dealer, I kind of feel like 89 for the first one was a little high. So I figured like maybe this one would get a little boost from that. It didn't. It wasn't in the cards. At the end of the day, it's still a great game. But let's be honest. There is a lot of fanboys, and there are a lot of narratives that are thrown out there. And what happened after was kind of pathetic. Like going after the screen, the Stever guy. Meanwhile, there's other outlets that are lower than his score. There's two Metro and whatever gamer.go whatever. Those had lower scores. Listen, you're gonna, at the end of the day, you're gonna have a lower score. I remember Xbox fans getting upset at Forza. Or a review of a guy that gave it like a 5 and knocked down the score from a 90 to an 89. So I'm not going to say it's exclusive to Sony fanboys, But this kind of did backfire, and I kind of feel like they took something that was enjoyable or was going to be enjoyable, and they kind of shit on it. And there's like a little bit of a, you still see it going on, like in certain forums and stuff. Like people are pissed, and you shouldn't be pissed at an elite 89 score. It's just 1 point, guys.
Yeah. I want to just say that it's one of those things where it's all about trying to brag, like you guys said on the panel. And if not for Twitter, I'm not sure what these guys would actually play. Doc, you want to queue up a few of these? I'll get John Wolf, who does say, hello to the great panel. Here's $5. I'm giving you the $5 from some of the 10 that I saved buying the PS4 version of Horizon Zero Dawn with the free upgrade. I spent the other $5 on corn dogs. And then
I got Kellenitis. Dealer, are we getting a Splatoon 3 review? Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. He watched Gaz's Game On Daily show. It was a great time over there. If you guys haven't watched their last episode of Go Live, go watch it. We had a lot of fun. It's always fun when I'm not the host. Anyway, continue.
Right. We got Brigadier's Blue. He says, glad to spend my one night off a week hanging out and watching RDX live. I look forward to this every week. Keep up the amazing work. P.S. Hit the like button.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. We also got Reluctant Dodo. Evening, guys. Hoping you're all well. Have you looked at today's Cyberpunk update? Yeah, we got that as a topic for later.
It should be fun too.
Yeah. Smooth Vontae. Hey, Dealer, Tim, Dog, Zalker, and D-Batch. Listen every Tuesday night at work. Happy to listen live again. Let's talk games.
Woo.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. We have Meat Puppet 007. I hate your name, but it's funny as shit. Shout out to the best Xbox podcast out there. Whatever happened to making up your own mind and enjoying games? Facts,
Meat Puppet.
We got KY Bob. I know it doesn't matter, and you know it doesn't matter. Halo got an 87, and Forza Horizon 5 got a 92. To not just crush those scores with Sony's first exclusive in almost a year is driving these children crazy. Yep. I mean, he's not wrong. And that's the thing. I think that is a big thing, man. Like, just the bragging rights is stupid. Like, Xbox had a really good year last year, right? Like, even the game that was exclusive to Sony that was Xbox made was a super highly rated game. And it's like, that's just annoying them now because they're like, well, what happened to the 60s? It's like, well, you're a dumb bitch is what happened.
Hey, one or two more real quick, D, and I'll throw it to you. GSD getting stuff done says fanboys don't play games. They tweet. He's also a new member, like I said. And then we've got Dark CMF, Human Centipede. Human Centipede.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop the acquisitions. Chill out, Pegasus Nation.
Yep. And hit that like button, chat.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody here, guys. Already over 1,100 people watching live, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. Tell a buddy or two about the show. We try to have fun here. That's first and foremost. You're here because, you're probably bored or want to learn something, and our goal is to try to entertain you and inform you, and hopefully that's what's happening. Shout out to everyone that supports the show. D-Batch, what is your question about all this stuff that's going on?
What did the last Assassin's Creed, which is a similar type of open world type game, what did it score? The last Assassin's Creed,
mid to low 80, I think, I think
I'm looking it up.
So why are they upset with this 89 for an open world game? That a lot of open world games, they don't really chart that high. That's an excellent score.
On the PlayStation 5, I got an 84. On the Series X, I got an 84.
So Valhalla,
the next gen versions got way higher rating. The other ones were 80s because of the the switch off. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100% the immediate bias according to them because the Sony studio not knowing or not understanding that that's a really good rating for that studio, so it doesn't really make a ton of sense. But thankfully, we've got some other topics here. I just wanted to start out with Horizon because that's kind of the main thing that's happening. Xbox, we can kind of go over this one again because they had another statement regarding Call of Duty, and I know D-Bash is like, hey, put some respect on my name, guys! He's like in the corner swinging the stick and shit. But I mean, honestly, I'm not sure there's much to be said about this again because they didn't really say anything different than they did last time.
Oh, man. I highly disagree with that.
Okay. All right.
I think this thing was a lot clearer, to be honest.
My thing is with it, right, is that there were 1,000 loopholes. Again.
Yep.
And when Microsoft put their foot on the ground, they make a stance. like they did with ZeniMax, which, by the way, I showed my video how they told us all that the Bethesda games are gonna come. They're gonna get the best versions first on Xbox, then it would go everywhere else, and then like 2 months later, it switched to it's just gonna be on Game Pass things. So I don't read into anything until I see it actually happen. But when they do take a stance, and I mean a real stance, it's saying things like, hey, it's not going to be anywhere except for Game Pass platforms. That's an actual stance. This is a bunch of fucking mumbo-jumbo jargon with loopholes out the ass, at least to me.
Disagree. I got to be honest. Looking over, first of all, the statement was made on their blog, and it wasn't really made to us gamers. It was made to the commission, right? Yeah. And they start off by saying, to be clear. Because they already made a statement, and there's still
to their investors as well.
Yes, and there's still some the waters are still muddy. So they said, to be clear, Microsoft will continue to make Call of Duty and other popular Activision Blizzard titles on PlayStation through the term of any existing agreement with Activision, and we are committed to Sony that we will also make them available on PlayStation beyond the existing agreement into the future so that Sony fans can continue to enjoy games they love. Now, when they're saying this to the commission, it's different. You can't just lie and say
they're not lying, though.
They can.
Or put some double speak in there because they're Microsoft, okay?
But it's not really double speak, though, D. Like, I get what you're saying. Let me
get my point. They cannot lie to them because they can go back and screw up the deal. Also, it ruins their reputation going forward for any future acquisitions that they would do. Now, if you're looking at the big picture here, Microsoft, they want to get ahead of the metaverse. They want to get ahead of the Tencent and Google battles that are coming. They want to get ahead of it. They want to have some content for Game Pass to attract new customers, to retain customers. They want to have some future revenue that will come in the future. Call of Duty is like the biggest multi-plat game pretty much going. So it's a different situation. Every deal is not going to be the same as the previous deal. And this deal is clearly a play that's much bigger than the console war. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Microsoft, they don't give a damn about our feelings. They don't give a damn about the console war. They don't give a damn that the fans got stomped out and got their spirits broken last generation. They care about making money and being number one in gaming. And like to further prove the point, the Bethesda deal, it's over. It's fun. It's finished. It's completed. All of those games, I can still purchase them on the PlayStation Network. So when people say, oh, it means the current games, they're not going to remove them off of the platform, they weren't going to remove the current games off the platform. If anything, they weren't going to put future games on the platform if they were going to remain exclusive. It had nothing to do with taking off the past games. So I think people want to hear what they want to hear, and they want to decipher the words to give the meaning that they want it. But to me, it's extremely clear when they're saying to the commission, listen, we're going to keep these games on PlayStation, and we're going to keep them on there in the future, like the franchise.
Well, no, let me jump into this.
Hang on. I gotta jump in here since
I just want to say one big point.
That's what you got to say, D.
Goddamn, D.
Call of Duty is a franchise. It's a whole. It's not components. Warzone is not Call of Duty. Call of Duty single player is not Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the entire experience. And they're not just going to bring Warzone onto other platforms and keep the Call of Duty stuff. We'll get perks of it being on Xbox. We get it day and date and all of the Activision titles. And furthermore, it doesn't state like new IPs, like different games.
You're right. It doesn't.
Genres.
It doesn't state almost everything.
But for Call of Duty, it's pretty clear.
Listen. The fact that they don't state anything explicitly is all I need not to take any of this for any kind of fact.
They say Call of Duty explicitly.
Hang on, sir.
D-Bat, let him talk.
I just let you crawl up on the world's smallest shoebox and give a speech. Now let me get mine, okay? Shit! All I'm saying is that if they're saying we're going to continue to let gamers enjoy the games that they love, if they don't bring a new game over to a platform, if the game's already there, they can continue to enjoy the games they love, right? If Warzone or X, Y, or Z is going to go over there and it's a big multiplayer thing, they can continue to technically allow Call of Duty on other platforms. And you're right. I think that, as you know this, I don't even know why you're saying this on the show. you know that we've already talked about how they don't care about the fucking console shit. It's literally such a small, insignificant base that they didn't spend $70 billion to bring this shit to consoles. This is going to be a thing that goes to mobile and potentially, you know, a billion users or so in time. And Sony's install base is so insignificant compared to where they want to go and what they've said that they wouldn't even fucking notice it. They wouldn't notice it. So they also mentioned Nintendo, which is only really known for their successful free-to-play bullshit over there when it comes to their titles.
Listen.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in, D. Hold on. For me, I think there's points on both sides. For me, it's a bigger play towards Apple and what they're doing. Because the number one thing that this did, and everybody's ignoring, is that they changed the principles of their store and are opening it up to the FTC. So now the store is not privatized. They don't have there's no data because it was a specialized device, which was the console and the Xbox store. So now they're opening that up, and it's a play to get Apple to open their shit up. Because if you make something on Windows, you don't pay Microsoft anything. When you make something on Apple, you pay them 30%. That's how Microsoft pays 30% when they have Office on there. So it's a play against Apple to open up their shit. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. It's not about exclusivity. It's not about the console war. It's not about gaming even. It's about opening up the store and saving billions of dollars. And that's it. Part of it. That's the biggest part of it. It's not any, they're gonna be like, yeah, of course. Yeah, they're trying to show the FTC that they're big. It's the whole thing because they're gonna go. Like, listen, because we just said it. Dealer just said it. It's about mobile. One of the biggest mobile things out there is the iPhone. So if Xbox wants to go on iPhone, they're gonna have to pay something to Apple, which they don't want to fucking do. So that's the big thing. That's the biggest thing out of this. And now the Call of Duty shit, they don't give a shit, bro. The Call of Duty shit's nowhere near as big as that. Sorry. Like, it's not. So I don't think any new IP being made by Activision, by Blizzard, it's going to be probably Xbox exclusive, and they're going to put on open platforms, which is going to be something that they're going to be like, hey, we're opening up our store. Why isn't Sony? Right? Why isn't Sony opening up their store? But D-Bash
is allowed to have his opinion. Like, we all say these things respectfully, right? And make jokes about it and all that stuff. It's never we all respect each other. We don't ever have to put respect on each other's names. We already respect each other a lot. But we do different opinions. And
I don't respect shit.
Shut up, Zach. Yeah. I'm just saying that until I see it, especially after being lied to last time with the Bethesda stuff, the marketing stuff and the PR stuff, we know Xbox well enough to know that until this shit happens, I ain't believing shit y'all say. And secondly, it's not necessarily a lie or anything other than what they said. We would continue to let you enjoy the games. There was another interview they did where they used Minecraft from Mojang as an example. Look, we bought Mojang and we left Minecraft on the PlayStation. They didn't say anything about brand new IP, especially. They didn't say anything about newer Call of Duty stories or campaigns. They didn't say the next 5 or the next 3 titles from now will come to PlayStation. They didn't say anything. So until they do, I'm not going to die on any fucking hill here.
I disagree on that. I think it's pretty clear on Call of Duty. I think it's unclear on future titles that they have coming on. I think any of the new Call of Duties, they will appear on the PlayStation platform. Now, if they have a Call of Duty spin-off or if they make some new franchise, I don't think that is guaranteed.
So let me ask you this,
Steve. On PlayStation.
Let me ask you this. If they were willing to do Call of Duty, why not do all that other shit too if it's about money?
Because some of those games are not established yet.
But how do you establish IPs?
Listen, okay. Just from a mathematical equation, Call of Duty, you have all those users on PlayStation. You have all those users playing the game. You have all those users buying the game, buying the microtransactions. It's billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Now, if you remove it off of that platform and you bring it onto the Xbox platform to get people to jump to your Game Pass service, like, I'm going to be gracious here and say maybe 20 to 30% of those people would come.
But you're not counting in the extra revenue from all the new customers or any of the fucking butterfly effect shit.
Doesn't matter. That 30% that comes, no, it doesn't. That 30% that comes over to Game Pass service is not making up the deficit of them selling that game over there full price, first of all, and all the microtransactions. It's not going to make up for it.
Well, so they're paying Sony 30% of every copy they sell, for one. Secondly, this is a long-term plan, like they said, to get more people into services like Game Pass. Yeah, I don't want to talk about a whole lot more because we did talk about a lot last week, but there was a small update.
I wanted to give my take on it.
Go ahead, Tim.
Well, listen, my take is that as Minecraft deal was unique to itself as to Bethesda deal, this is going to be unique to itself as well. And for me, What they did that Tuesday was they appealed to the FTC and they try to play to them because there is a likelihood that this could really be held up in court and be a problem, especially if it comes to the exclusivity stuff. Now, that's a very real thing, in my opinion. And I think the way Microsoft looks at it, like when they did buy it, when they did get it, they were like, oh, yeah, we're going to make this exclusive. We're going to find this the same Bethesda route. But as they see and they look at the deal where this company that they just bought, which they bought undervalued because of Kotick tanking the stock because of his workplace environment, it was $105 stock 6 months before all of this. So it's basically a $100 billion company that they got for $72 billion. I think that supersedes everything, and exclusivity is not really the main deal. Whereas getting the deal done and passing FTC and regulations and making the deal, however it's going to get done, and I think all this stuff will be decided. And all the questions that we'll have after are probably going to be because of the regulators and the problems that they faced. It's just to get the deal done, because I do think that there is a fear that they could go 2 years and lose in court and lose 2 years and not even get this deal. So I think that Microsoft's trying to play nice, and they're doing whatever they can to make the FTC happy, regulators happy, and get this deal to go through. I just, like you guys said, nothing's set in stone. It's just how this is all going to go on for the next year and a half or a year and 3 months is going to be, dictated by stuff like that, dictated by what regulation wants and what they, what's going to make them happy. And I just feel like Microsoft is not going to make any hard lines, or they're going to make any hard line stances. They just want to get the deal and get it done and get out. Because if they get the deal and get out, they made a absolute insane coup.
Yeah. I'll just say real quick. I think everybody here has a point that I agree with. Everyone, D, including you. I think that what I would say is clear in this statement by Brad Smith is the intent. It's clear that, yes, they're saying that they would like Call of Duty to stay on PlayStation and beyond. But the reason why I believe they're doing this is not necessarily a money play, because, again, Dealer is right. This is about the long game for Microsoft and trying to get people within Game Pass. That's something that I've maintained and said about all these acquisitions, that it's a long game here. They want to make these games exclusive into Game Pass at some point. And there's nothing stating in any of these statements saying otherwise. And there's nothing that could stop them. Once this deal goes through, let's say they say, yeah, we're going to honor commitments and we're going to have Call of Duty on there beyond these commitments. It may be only one game, D, or it may be only Warzone. We don't know, because there's no specifics. There's no specifics within that. There's no specifics.
I think this is being offered
up. They're not
up
talking about games, specific titles. They're not talking about specifics.
No, they're not. But with Call of Duty, in my opinion, it's very specific, and I think Tim hit the nail on the head, that they're offering this up as
and it could be. It could be. It could be
issues that may arise, because the number one issue is going to be COD remaining exclusive, and that's the only thing that people are going to object to.
Yeah, it could be, because everybody else is bringing in because everybody else is starting to bring in. Well, that means Diablo's going to be stay multiplat and stuff. Nobody's talking about any of that stuff.
Only COD. They did say other popular games, so I do believe it'll be on a
franchises. They said.
I believe it'll be on a game per game basis. But like, if you just take a step back,
no, D, I'm in agreement with you on this. I think that their intent is clear on Call of Duty. They're stating that, yes, we're going to keep this multiplat. I agree that that's what the intent is, but I think they're doing this more to look like the good guy in front of the FTC.
But at the same time,
there's nothing yes, it's bad optics if they take it back, that statement back.
They don't. But they actually cannot. They cannot, because the FTC can go back retroactively.
I don't think they can.
Actually, they can. I looked into it.
FTC, the FTC is run by. It's not big government. The FTC is consumer based. It's public. So people, that's what they do. They do it through boards, through conferences, and that's what it is. Everybody thinks it's big government. It's not. This is full on American consumers and promoting competition. So I actually last week was against D, but I actually think that D's actually right. From everything, and I'm not just saying it for Xbox. I'm saying for Sony. Yeah. Jim Ryan said they're going multi-platform. Like everybody's going to be going multi-platform. There's not going to be a console war. There's not going to be any of this bullshit because they want to promote competition. And Xbox, after the acquisition was signed, Sony lost $20 billion. FTC looked into that. What do you think that is? That's anti-consumer. That's completely taking out a competition, one of the top competitions, and hurting them. So I think it's going to be multi-plat. I think a lot of games from now on, and they said, and Microsoft said themselves, quoted, the legislation and regulators have changed the way we sell things, so we have to adapt. And that's what's going to happen.
I think a franchise like Call of Duty could very well stay multi-plat. But future IP, I think, will be exclusive for sure. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. I don't think that's going to go multi-plat.
Look, the reason they bought them is to have shit to throw into their service, which is the biggest thing on their mind when it comes to gaming.
Yeah.
We're overcomplicating this. Let's go back to Phil. The shit's not going to be anything without Game Pass. And I honestly believe that they're going to stick to that. And whether or not it takes a few years to wing everybody off of shit in certain areas, or they keep bringing Warzone, or they just meant we're just enabling you to keep enjoying the games you love. How the fuck do you enjoy games that aren't released? Right? You enjoy the games you love because you already played them, you love them. Like, they can spin this shit, and there are 1,000 loopholes within every single sentence. So until I see it, the games they love, until they enjoy.
Dealer, when this is going down, they're going to have to sign a deal with Sony to ensure that it's going to stay on their console. Look, Sony is not going to say we don't want Call of Duty on the console. Like it's like
I said, we're overcomplicating
it. Future acquisitions. Like, let's say they were to do that and they double talk. Future acquisitions, they would look at us and say, hey, you guys said you were going to do this. You guys are going to say you do that.
Look, people can look into this all they want, but they are not in danger of monopolying anything. They're number fucking 3 after this. This is overcomplicated by a bunch of bullshit and semantics. At the end of the day, they're nowhere near a monopoly. They're fucking number 3 after this, and they've already said it. I don't care. At the end of the day, they've already said it. Game Pass. Why do you think they bought them? They want to fucking fuel their service, right? Like, everyone said Game Pass is going to kill the industry. It's the reason they're buying all this shit.
Not every game is going to be exclusive, though. The only thing that I see that is definite here is like Call of Duty. And if I have to use common sense, I would say Overwatch and possibly Diablo, but maybe Diablo an exclusive. But in every game, no. But Call of Duty, to get this deal to go through, to not fuck up the console ecosystem, and just to get it done, I think this is what's going to happen.
Like I said, it all leads back to maybe how long, though, right? Why keep some and not others? Why keep some and not others? And at the end of the day, what about new IP? What about new things that you're doing? You're changing the fucking the whole development cycle of Call of Duty, potentially. Like, there's so much shit up in the air, and that's why I say I don't even like fucking bickering about it, because there's too much shit that could change.
Move on to the next topic.
Well, there's too much shit that could change. And with ZeniMax, when they say that these games are meant to be, they're best loved by PlayStation. What, fucking Elder Scrolls wasn't? Fallout wasn't? Doom wasn't? Wolfenstein wasn't? Like, make up your mind.
Once again, they were not talking to the FTC. And Soccer is right. Look at Sony. We know Sony's assholes. And they said, you know what? All of Bungie's games, they're going to remain multi-plat.
No, Bungie said that, yeah.
But
well, I mean, plus the MLB, like we have listen.
The MLB decided that was going to be multiplayer, right?
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, we have 2 Sony studios making games for Xbox, right? Like, legitimately. So I think in like 3-4 years, exclusives are going to be a fucking death. Like, it's gone. It's over. Like, exclusives are just going to be gone.
I think because of their services like Game Pass and Spartacus, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying device exclusivity. I'm saying device exclusivity.
It's not. And Call of Duty would be. Listen, man. I think it's pretty clear on Call of Duty. Future titles, anything is possible. Call of Duty and future iterations of Call of Duty, like the specific franchises that we're used to. 1 and 2 every other year. Those will continue. If they make a spinoff, I can't say that.
Well, even if they don't, the shit's going through. So I mean, it doesn't. Doesn't matter.
Question Zocker, though. Zocker, you said there won't be any exclusives, device, console exclusive. So are you saying that PlayStation games will be on Xbox and vice versa? I don't think so.
I'm saying they're going to be on. I think they're going to be on PC.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. So there's no. So that's why I said device
obvious,
exclusive. Like that's the obvious.
about
But I think
console.
over time, because like Sony's already making
There's
studios
no
already making
overtime.
Xbox games.
You'll never see
like they're already
God of
making
War,
2 games.
Spider-Man on Xbox.
Well,
I'm just
if you understood the
I'm not
metaverse a
saying-
little bit, that's what we're kind of heading towards. That's what they're trying to do.
I saw that movie, D-Bash. It was
It ain't
pretty good.
happening.
Hey, I want to move forward though. Yeah, I think because of services, like I said, services, this is the future, for better or worse. And right now, I'm not seeing a worse about it. Game Pass, Spartacus. This is why they're acquiring all this shit. It's literally why they're buying all this stuff. So I just don't see that changing too much.
I wanted to say one thing real quick. I don't understand why, like guys have been letting me have it on Twitter, on my YouTube. Like, screw you, fuck you, you lost, you're a pony. And I don't understand why Xbox guys are mad. If this is the case, okay, we still get all of these games day and date in Game Pass service.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is going to become synonymous with Xbox. And if you're going to want to get the true, full Call of Duty experience with all the perks and, you know, the day one triple, quadruple kills and all this shit and special tags, you're going to have to play it on Game Pass. You're going to have to play it, you know, on PC Game Pass, whatever. It's going to be the definitive version. And a lot of people are going to switch over to Game Pass because they're like, holy shit, I can get my fix of Activision games every year. And on the other side, you're going to get all the sales from the PlayStation guys. Microsoft is going to be padding their pockets with PlayStation's money. And it's gonna fund future games, and it's gonna make the service better. It's a freaking win-win. We can't have it all. I understand, you know, guys are pissed off from the last generation and all the shit that Sony's done, making exclusive content for Destiny and exclusive games and exclusive Spider-Man for games. I get it, but at the end of the day, this is what's best for business. This is what's best for the Xbox brand, and we don't lose anything. We are gaining a lot of games, and we are going to get some exclusive future IPs from Activision. It's a win-win.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't.
Can we
disagree.
have this pony stop talking?
I don't really disagree with a lot of what he said, but in my mind, what's best for the brand is to lock those things down to your ecosystem, which has proven to grow the service. Sony's trial of God of War and Uncharted grew it by over 1 million. I mean, this isn't hard to figure out. This is why they bought them. This is why Elder Scrolls, the next one, won't be on anywhere but Game Pass stuff. This is why the next Doom and Wolfenstein and Fallout will not be anywhere but Game Pass stuff. You know, if not, why else, right? So I just want to go, and Zachary, you want to cue a few of these up? We got a lot of people. They got a lot to say.
I'm going to go from the top, the farthest I can go. Okay, just disappeared. Chat said, "Fuck you."
You go all the way up, and I'll get one.
I got Phase 23. That's the farthest I can go. At Grounded Gamer, they can't lie to the FTC. The FTC can go back and mess up the Activision Blizzard deal. And when it comes to Sony talking about multi-platform, they're talking about live service multiplayer games, not single player.
Oh shit!
They did not specify. They did not specify that at all.
Yeah, they didn't specify anything.
What I would say to him is, yes, they can change their minds later on. They can put out Call of Duty as a multiplat and say 5 years from now, say, you know what, we're not going to do it anymore. They could very well do that once that deal goes.
And people are referencing the WhatsApp thing, and that's why they can go back and try to fuck things. That's completely different. You bought one of the biggest platforms in the world with all these users that are tied to it, right? And you combine it with your own, and now you've got all these active users. It's a lot different than what the fuck's happening right now. So with the WhatsApp thing, people are trying to use that as an example. It's not even close to the same thing, but go ahead, Zachary.
We have Carlos.
Let me get some more. We got Carlos Alvarado. He said Paramount Plus renewed second season of Halo. Halo is king. Yeah, they renewed it for a second season even before the first one came out.
Damn.
That's how much. Like basically they trust it. It's gonna be that good of a show for them. So that's pretty good. Whenever that happens with a show, they put a lot of time and money into it. So that's pretty cool. We got Doc 50. Come all of Bungie future games will be games as a service. So of course they will be everywhere. Yeah, but Jim Ryan said they're going multi-plat. And that's something that's their plan. They're going away from the console, he said. The console like garden. Whoever is in so we got Good Brother, he said whoever is in office controls the FTC and DOJ, so stop voting. And I'm not gonna even read that. I just not gonna even read it.
Hey Brian, I'll have to get this one. Brian Turner for 12 months says, hey, woke up to 60 gig patch for Cyberpunk. He's excited for it. I'm trying to summarize here, brother. We got a lot of these guys. I want to try to use as many as possible. He says, yeah, the RDX boys from Australia. Shout out to you, brother. And then we've got a few new channel members here. Smooth Vontae We've also got Fierce Fuzz. Shout out to you. Deviator X, big longtime supporter of the show, man. Shout out to him. He says, "What's up, guys?" He said, "Glad to finally catch you live. RDX is the best." Thank you very much, sir. Zach, you got a few more?
I got one more from Yosemite Blam. He said, "This is a race for the metaverse. Join D dealer. Let's get extra meta. Hail Zoltan, not Zalker. Go dogs."
Did you really say Yosemite, bro?
I don't even know,
You're
dude.
from
It's
California,
going,
bro. Yosemite.
Yosemite.
Oh, it is. It was like going up, and I'm like trying to get it, and I'm like, all right, well, it's scrolling.
CMAD says, after Phil and Brad's statements, yeah, he's talking about the words "we desire" to make it available, referencing Game Pass and exclusivity. Yes, good point. Ashtray says the con exclusivity is much bigger than Sony. It's about getting ahead of Apple and Amazon, etc. Lord Starkiller, shout out to you, brother. He says it's okay if COD is multi-plat. It will generate good revenue. And that's something else too. Even if it isn't, like D said, that's still a win for everybody in Game Pass, stuff like that, man. So you're gonna get more investment there. I want to get some of these guys. I'm gonna find some of these that aren't just $1 or $2 ones. If I got, I got to get some of the guys that threw in a little bit more here, just because it's the right thing to do. Hargy Chaney, by the way, he says one game isn't a monopoly. That's an absolute fact. He says they be a monopoly if they control too much of the market. Which is kind of what I was getting at. He says if that was the case, Nintendo would be already be a monopoly with Pokemon and Mario. Yeah, what market is that? Would you say, Zucker? Pokemon and Mario.
Shit, I don't know. Like the mobile market.
He said the
like
issue.
The mobile market.
He said the issue is Game Pass, not COD. Yeah, but I mean, hey, we got a lot of them there. We'll get some more in the show later, guys. But thanks for watching. Over 1,400 people watching this live, guys. Hit the like button, tell a buddy or two about the show, and of course, let us know your thoughts in the chat. A lot to digest there, and no matter what, you disagree, agree. Like, this is kind of something that's a problem with society today. Like, if you disagree with me, die mentality. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we do here. We respect each other, and we call each other fuckfaces respectfully. And hopefully, you guys are, obviously can join in the discussion and do it in the same manner as we make fun of Sony guys for saying media bias with Verizon and Forbidden West. And talking about some Call of Duty stuff. Martha is dead, by the way. The game is censored.
Oh, man.
The game is censored. And I said it on Go Live. I said it on Go Live. If they censor an ass crack over there on the PlayStation, you hear about it on Twitter, okay? Well, apparently this is censored because of some pretty graphic kind of, I don't know, face-cutting razor blade stuff. I have no idea what kind of game this is.
It's like if they take the face off of somebody and you have to do it. You have to do it like you're like cutting the face off and you peel it off, fucking Texas Chainsaw style. And it's like, dude, I was like watching the video for it and people were like, huh? And
God, how realistic are the graphics?
Pretty realistic.
It's pretty real. I don't know about pretty realistic. Well, it's kind of like
the face cutting part, man. Jeez.
So I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, right on Xbox and PC, it's not censored. On PlayStation, it's censored, and I'm thinking to myself, like, they got some weird ass games over there on the PlayStation. Like, some of the themes and stuff, and some of these games are pretty fucking weird. But people are saying, okay, it's Sony's policy, it's their store. Obviously, it's okay for them to do this. But my thing is, like, shouldn't it be like the game is rated M and children can't buy this fucking game and adults can?
That's it.
Why are Sony deciding what adults can handle here and can't handle there? I can go, obviously Modern Warfare 2, the airport scene. I can do that. There's a thing that pops up and says, hey, are you okay? Can you handle this? And that's in the store, but not this. And it's like there's a weird thing of a Sony deciding what adults can handle. My thing is, why can't adults fucking decide that, I guess? Is anybody else kind of Tim Dog? Did you hear about this?
I think.
No, I didn't hear about it.
I think it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing.
I really do.
It's a cultural thing because over there they censor a lot of stuff. So I think it's more of a cultural thing why they're censoring. But you're right. Like it has an age advisory on it. So like if you're not of age, you shouldn't be buying the game.
You're only 37, bitch. You can't handle it.
Wasn't this supposedly? I remember this being hyped as a PS5 exclusive, and then it went to being a Xbox exclusive, and now it's to this. So I don't know. It seems like Is it a big game? I don't. I mean,
No,
I've
it's
seen
an
it.
indie
No,
title.
it's just
It's a
about the
small game,
it's just
right?
about the censorship. Like, what else are they censoring, kind of thing. So people are kind of up in arms.
This is not the first time they've censored several.
They
things.
censored
I
some
want my
like
butt
booty
cracks
cheeks.
back.
Yeah, didn't they censor like some booty cheeks and shit like
Yep.
like a couple years ago? And now they're censoring this shit. Like, I mean,
This is
I
just some
don't
booty
know.
cheeks a few years ago now. Where's
Just
my
saying,
ass
man?
cracks?
Where's my ass cracks? I want immersion. I don't know. I get like, people were watching that and kind of grimacing like on Twitch and some other stuff, and it was like really graphic. But again, if you're an adult, make your own fucking decision, right? Like, there's a reason why the game's like M, right? Like rated M or whatever. It's like that's what those are there for. You don't need to tell me what I should watch and shouldn't watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's in for a reason, and that means you need to be an adult to buy it. It is kind of weird, and that's why I want the chat's thoughts on this. I mean, you may not care about this game, but it is a censorship issue where, you can do some pretty fucked up things. You watch me in this very footage, like kick a dead corpse like 90 times and chop its head off.
I mean, look at. I talked about this on my show too with Forte, and I told Forte, I said, even in The Last of Us 2, you kill a pregnant lady.
Like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Well, we don't really kill
spoilers,
them.
bitch.
You're forced to do it.
Come on, if you haven't played that game, you deserve to be spoiled. Anyways.
I already played. No, I played that stupid game.
Look, the weird scene with Abby on the boat, that's pretty weird, like how come that's okay?
Yeah, why censor this and not that? And for me, it's just like you shouldn't censor anything in a game. Like, whatever the developer's intent is, fine, go with it, and just put the right label on it. That's it. I mean, we're all adults. We're mature enough to know the risks involved in playing a mature title. If something comes up and we don't like it, simply move on at that point. It's not a big deal. Like, I don't get it. I'm with D. I think it's probably more a cultural thing. And if that's the case, why do it to the Western audience?
That's the point of having keys be tied to regions, right? Like, certain things can't be done in Germany, certain things can't be done in other regions. So that's the whole point, right? If you bought the game in a certain region, you should be able to look at it in any way.
Wolfenstein's a completely different game over there in Germany.
It is. They don't have any of the like symbols or anything.
Yeah.
Despite my preferred platform, which is right now Xbox. If I
right now free agent.
Well, yeah.
The trade deadline.
So let's say this game. Let's say this game is this is a multi-plat game, which it is. If it was censored on the Xbox or on my preferred platform, I would buy it on the other platform, the uncensored version, because I would like to play the whole game the way it was intended. That's just me, though.
I mean, a lot of people in the chat are saying it is weird, man. By the way, shout out to Papa Baco. He says, "Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. That's weird, man. I don't know." Shout out to Greg E3 Egg, Biggie Butters. Also Zod. That's weird name. But shout out to you, buddy. Felix, Lord Starkiller. We've also got Matthew in the chat. We got our awesome moderators, Boss Mod, Lethal Papa, and others. I can't think off the top of my head who else I've seen besides Lethal right now. Albert. And, of course, Ruben Almighty. Shout out to you, buddy. He is a patron, actually. But shout out to everybody and all the channel members with the cool badges for supporting the show. I want to know their thoughts, because right now the consensus I'm getting from the chat is that Tim Dog didn't know what the game was, and also that they're thinking this is kind of weird, too. That it's weird that an M-rated game can't be bought by adults and not be censored in a way that it is maybe not on another platform, right?
Right.
Yeah. Hardgeek.
I agree.
You want to get that, Zachary?
Yeah.
I didn't get Hardgeeks. I got Rick Sanchez. He says it's usually right. Just watched a video by Eddie Burback exposing what the metaverse really is, a crappy version of VR chat.
Of course.
No,
I mean, yeah.
Know that.
We got Valerian. He says censored like their Horizon Forbidden West free upgrade path. Damn. Fucking messy ass.
Sponsored by Melted Face Felix in the background.
Yeah.
Hey, at least I got $10 off on that bitch.
So we got Hargeet. He says, just to give you the numbers, Pokemon is by far the top money maker at 90 billion in revenue.
Jesus.
Second is Mario at 30 billion. Third is COD at 17 billion. Top two are Nintendo. Nintendo owns massive IPs. Shut up, Hargeet.
You get your facts and shit. God.
Yeah, dude. Why are you fucking your Wikipedia stuff? Get this guy, dude.
Fucking Hargeet. Always factual and whatnot.
Facts is.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a weird thing with Martha's Dead and the face cutting and whatnot. I want to try it out just because. Is it out yet on Xbox?
I think it's
I don't think so. I think it's timed.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it when it comes to Xbox, and I'm going to let y'all know what I think of the
He
uncensored
throws
version.
up on his Xbox after ripping the face.
Actually, I don't even think it's.
They
out
should have
yet,
censored
period.
it.
I think it's not out yet. Period. I don't think it's out on the PlayStation yet either. It's,
Well, you know
so
what is
censored
out,
before it's
Fonz.
launched. Yeah,
You know what is out, though?
I know.
It's
Cyberpunk.
that game you should have reviewed. Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077.
Finally patched.
Oh, here we go.
And yeah,
You, Fonz, all you.
So, no. I haven't heard anything about the patch or anything because I had just woken up before the show, so
Well,
I've been asleep all day.
It's finally
So tell
patched for the
me
Series
what-
S and the Series X. For those that don't know, almost over a year later, it's patched for the next gen consoles. So me waiting has paid dividends. I've waited for this.
Same here.
And
Same
I'm
here,
looking.
Bubba.
It paid dividends
They
in
call
what
you.
way?
I think you call me Bubba. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. Tim, are you actually going to jump into this?
I started it and I'm enjoying it.
I saw you booted up before the patch hit.
Yeah, but you know what's cool is that I booted it up and I left my Xbox on. Well, you know how it like kind of stays on even though it's whatever with the quick resume. And I just turned on my Xbox today. I went right to the game and 1.5 was there. So I guess it saw that I was trying to play and it updated. And yeah, I started it and it's interesting. It's I think I'm gonna like it.
The stories are awesome, man.
Yeah,
I got the upgrade list in front of me right here.
Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah.
So PS5 gets all of these, and so does Xbox Series X. They get new weapons, additional apartments, hairdressing mirror, rebalance of gameplay, economy, and loot systems, ray traced local shadows, various visual quality improvements, improved crowd reactions, and also AI is getting improvements.
And there's ray trace reflections, I think.
Improved AI.
Yep, and then there's improved. Dude, the AI in the first game,
Like the crowd doesn't
crowd's
disappear
always
behind you
terrible.
when you turn
The
around. And
cow-
turn
yeah,
back.
you don't see somebody and then a floating gun instead shows up, or you don't, if you're shooting at somebody and they just sit behind a freaking post and don't even do anything.
I can't wait to dive in because one of the gripes I had is when you're seeing people walk down the street and they walk past you, if you turn around and look, they're either gone or it's a different person.
Yeah, they apparently fixed that.
And then performance mode ensures smooth gameplay at 60 FPS with dynamic 4K scaling.
Ooh-wee.
So, and then there's next gen exclusives, which are not going to be on like the Xbox One or PS4. There's like the ray trace local shadows, the native achievement support on next gen consoles. Introduced 2 graphic modes for PS5 and Xbox Series X. Yeah.
And
Well,
what
at
they
least I
need to
can
do,
finish
though,
my second playthrough now.
what they need to do, because they fucking stiff armed the Series S again, and I want to put this into context. It is a $299 box. It's really meant for 1080p displays, according to really the price point, and most people that buy them have a 1080p display. But this game does run at 1440p on Series S at 30 FPS. Now we've seen other big games like this running at 1440p in a 30 FPS mode also include a damn performance mode, which if they're doing 1440 30, they can do fucking 900p or even 1080p 60 FPS in this game. They just didn't implement the damn mode. So I don't know why some of these developers are doing this. They don't expect people to care if they're buying a $300 console. They think they're just a casual gamer. But Valhalla did a 60 frames mode a month or a few weeks after it hit Series S. And people were asking me, can Valhalla not do 60 frames on Series S when it was stuck at 30? And I was like, yes, it can. They need to do this. And they did it like a few weeks later, right? Series S runs Valhalla at 60 FPS. It looks fucking fantastic. They can do the same damn thing on Cyberpunk. They just didn't. They just didn't do it.
What's the word on this? Are they planning to bring an update for the Series S, or is that's it just dead in the water?
I don't think so. I just listen. 1440 30 is not the end of the world. I mean, it's pretty. I
think it's just the gamers in general. They're done with 30, and I think developers need to strive for better there.
There's people.
But this game has so much different things, man. Like the crowd reactions that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Due to some technical challenges, this change is not available on the previous generation of consoles. So that means if you aim your gun on somebody on the street, they'll be more aggressive. If you start shooting something, other people will attack
it's
you.
AI,
Like,
which
the
is
world
CPU
is going to
driven.
be. It's all AI. So that's why this game, I think they didn't realize how hard it's going to do with all that. There's more vehicle traffic, like improved movement, turning, and suspension. Like they changed even the driving in the game is better.
The physics,
physics,
AI, crowd count, that's all CPU driven stuff. And Series S and Series X can do that no problem. The 1440p, you just half the resolution, double the frame rate. I mean, they should be able to hit 60 frames pretty easily there. But I guess I'm speaking out for those that are listening to have a Series S and they want 60 frames.
This is an area that makes me so upset, though, because we got tools that are available now. Like, they can use FSR. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not like it's difficult to implement. Like, put the FSR on there, and you know, put some more polish on it. Like, it's not freaking rocket
They might
science.
add a mode later. They might.
So easy.
They might add a mode later, but I just wanted to at least voice that. So, you know, we do have developers and stuff to listen to the show, and that's the mentality that gamers are over. That if you can give them 60 frames, do it, and they will play the shit at a 720p or 900p fucking resolution at 60 over your 30 FPS mode for the most part.
I'm going to say this to people, and anybody that's going to be jumping on this, like, oh, PC's been doing that for months. No, they even have the PC one, the new weapons, the additional stuff, and even the crowd improvements are being added to PC today too. So this update wasn't just the console thing. This is a massive update for the whole game across the board.
Yeah.
No, so this is a huge thing.
The only thing the PC had over the X version before was just graphically and like ray tracing and stuff.
The quality improvements. Yeah,
they also added the NPCs. I've heard for the PlayStation 5. So
and the DualSense controller features too for the PlayStation 5.
and I heard mostly it runs on PlayStation 5 a dynamic 4K, but everywhere it's tested, it's 1440p. So I think that what's going to happen is you're going to have a digital foundry, whatever the
60.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a digital foundry video pretty much tomorrow, I would think. And I think Xbox might have a little advantage.
They already talked about it on Twitter. The people at Digital Foundry said that they've already launched it and it's much improved from what they saw in the previous. Like it's a lot better. The performance is a lot better. There's not a lot of dips like it was before. You know, like I don't know who else. I know Dealer. Me and Dealer waited like to play this game. I waited over a year and a half now. So
you lost your save, right?
I lost my save on PC after they said there was a bug where it's like if your save's too big, it might lose it. I only played for like 7 hours, and then my save got deleted from that bug, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And I was like, "I'm only playing for 7 hours. How big can it be, Dick?"
No matter how big it is, like that's an issue on their side. Like fuck it.
So I stopped playing.
That was a PC bug. Yeah,
I kind of find it unfair that people are trying to say this is an indication that developers can't run 60 on Series S when this is an older generation game. It wasn't even made for it. And, you know, listen, people that want to keep pushing that, you know, Series S has features that PlayStation 5 doesn't even have, that haven't been utilized at all yet. And the future, they're there for the future. So I think people trying to, shoehorn this somehow to it can't run it is pretty pathetic.
And that shows what they know about the hardware anyway. The same guys telling us about how it couldn't do there's 60 frames on the Series X and PS5. They don't know shit about any of this stuff. That was simply a choice on Ubisoft's behalf. And with Cyberpunk, I think they just took the path of least resistance right now. Ultimately, 1440p 30, you can easily get a 60 frames per second mode on Series S. We saw it with Valhalla, and we will see what they end up doing in the future. But again, guys, we got to give a shout out to everybody watching live. Hit the like button if you haven't. Tell a buddy or two about the show. And big shout out to Koi Cadaver. He says, be listening tonight. Shout out to you, brother. Flapjack Juice. He says, the Dark CMF, gonna need to see your sources. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe this. Dark CMF says, point of order, Japan censors actual pornography. I don't know about that, Dark CMF, but
take your word on
let us know if you're an aficionado in that department. Lord Starkiller says definitely time to jump back into Cyberpunk. He's excited for it. He says on a Series X. Yes, Cyberpunk, Series X, they were meant for each other, and we will see.
I think one thing I do want to say for those of you guys that have waited to play this game, you're going to have a blast with it, especially the storytelling that CD Projekt Red do in their games. It's phenomenal. The stories here, even the side missions, are really good, just like they were in Witcher 3. It's just a really fun game. I loved it. Colt
kept telling me at the party, he's like, "There's no difference between this and what I played." Like he did. I'm like, it's okay, man. Like it's literally and technically an improvement according to all this shit. And I think he was just trolling.
He said that on Twitter. He said that on Twitter too.
I remember.
I was like, Colt, buddy.
I remember going in
game though.
Go ahead,
I remember going into Cyberpunk thinking that it was going to be like this revolutionary graphics game and it was going to wow you, but it doesn't feel like that. All I can say is it feels like it's elaborate though. Like there's so much to do. There's so many people. It feels kind of, I would say, a little bit overwhelming. Like there is a lot to do. It looks like in this game, and if you want to pour into time into it, you definitely can.
Aha! Hey, Fonz, are you going to release a review of this finally?
No.
Fucking bitch.
No, definitely not.
You know what?
No.
Why not?
No. It's
cool. No. All right, whatever. I tried.
Because I know I would pour hours upon hours into a review that wouldn't get watched. It would have 500 views, maybe, if that.
Oh well, everyone who watched it would be like, "Wow, that was quality. That was good shit."
Yeah, right.
Quit being a bitch about it, Fonz.
You know what you need to put on it? Does it suck? Right on the thumbnail, and then you'll get all the views.
And then put your face looking through your eyes, your hands, like,
yeah.
Does it really suck?
Put a white outline around my face as I'm freaking shocked.
Oh, you just got launched off this platform into the water.
I did, man.
80s style action. I love it.
I was like, wee! I'm fucking shit up in this footage, though, man.
I hate this game so much.
I'm taking out my frustration from that 30 frames mode I heard about in this footage. Like, fuck everything! Stop it! Even if it's dead!
Throwing little Xbox Series S's at it. Fuck you!
Oh, my God. Hey, we got to move forward. Cyberpunk, I'm glad I waited. There's some new games coming out this year, guys, and I know some of you are thinking,
really?
What? When?
New games this year? Wow.
Hey, apparently they're pretty close, Fonz. Not that you probably won't.
Okay.
You probably won't fucking play these because it's not in Game Pass, but Elden Ring, right? Nope. That's one. What Tim said. And then we've also got Grid Legends for the racing fans out there.
Hell no.
All right, fuck all of you. And then we've also got Shadow Warrior 3 for the fans of Shadows and Warriors.
I didn't know Shadow Warriors 2 was in Game Pass. I just downloaded that shit. I didn't know. I was like, oh, Hargeet told me. Thanks, Hargeet.
I mean, nobody here excited for Elden Ring, Grid Legends, which looks fucking horrible, I'll admit it, and Shadow Warrior 3?
Bro, you forgot one fucking game. You forgot one game. Warhammer Total War 3 on Game Pass PC, day and date.
That's
coming
probably
this
why
Friday.
I forgot it.
It's an PC. RTS game, bro. It's sick. I've played the other two. I fucking love it. It's gotten really high rates. It's already like highly rated. I think it's at like 88, 87.
It's on PC, Zaki. I'm just not gonna. I don't give a fuck.
I'll fucking play the shit out of it.
I was looking at the February Game Pass list. There's a lot of games coming to Game Pass this month, man.
Look, I need some energy from the chat here because none of these fuck faces are gonna play these games. We got Elden Ring, Grid Legends.
I'm gonna play that.
I brought one game up, bitch.
Dude,
and Grid Legends I'll play too.
I ain't counting what Zachary said. Grid Legends, Elden Ring, and Shadow Warrior 3 on March 1st. Anybody in the chat playing these games? I'm playing all of them.
I don't even know these games.
Shadow Warrior looks sick. I ain't gonna lie. That shit looks fucking fun.
It's co-op.
I downloaded the second one. Is it co-op?
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker.
All right. Sir X-Man, by the way, he says skip Cyberpunk. It's all about Shadow Warrior. Hey, Cyberpunk, I am going to skip for now. I've waited a year and something. I've been waiting a little more. I've got to get through Dying Light 2. Starting to feel like I need to finish that because I'm like 60 hours in. I had to start over, remember? And then, obviously I got Elden Ring I'm going to try out and make fun of that because it's just Dark Souls and they call it something different. But I'm going to try to enjoy it. And then they've got Grid Legends, the racing game. I'm a racing game fan, so I'll play that even though the last Grid wasn't the greatest. I did beat every single event in that game.
Holy crap, Shadow Warrior 3 looks good.
I told you,
look at there. See, Fonz really likes it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Look at Fonz.
Okay, let me check it out.
That's a big.
We're here, everybody. Fonz likes the game live.
That's a turning point, chat.
It reminds me of like Doom in a way, and man.
Like Doom with like swords and shit too.
Yeah.
Now, what would you do if I told you it's episodic, Fonz?
I hate you so
Pass,
fucking.
I'll play it anyway.
It's not in Game Pass.
Oh, it's not.
No,
oh,
he's like, fuck that. I ain't buying that shit.
This game's trash.
Trash. No. It does look good. It does look really good. How much is this game running for?
I don't know. Probably.
I think it's actually. Let me look it up. Everybody
really
just
good,
had like
man.
a revelation.
Game.
For sure.
I remember this game now. I remember them showing it. Oh yeah, that's right.
Shadow Warrior
Damn,
3
that looks
is,
good.
from what I see, $50 actually.
That looks freaking good.
Yeah, it looks decent. Man. It
Check
looks
out
decent,
Shadow Warrior 2 on Game Pass. That's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna play that.
It's FPS boosted, but it shimmers off your damn screen.
It is kind of Doom-like, huh?
Yeah, it looks really good, man.
It's got co-op
with his eye.
It's even got the graphics.
Somebody's like, Doom has a sword though. Yeah, but like at the end of the game. Get off my back, dude. Whatever. Clay Mud. Fuck you.
Jesus. Be nice to Clay Mud, bitch.
Sorry, Clay Mud. My bad, dude.
This game's supposed to be funny too. I remember the commentary from the main character. It's kind of funny too.
Hey, let us know if you're going to play Elden Ring, Grid Legends. Nobody's talking about Grid Legends, and after watching the damn marketing for it, I'm like, holy fuck, you guys need a new marketing team. It's bad.
Did you play any Souls games in the past?
I own Dark Souls Remastered, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. I've played Dark Souls Remasters with Ash and Luca, my little sister, and I think fucked around with Dark Souls 2 years ago. I'm not really big into the Soul stuff because again, it just doesn't respect your time very well. Like I guess I stole that from Gaz because it's a kind of pretentious way of saying I don't feel like wasting so much fucking time on shit when I die. That's why I like Jedi Fallen Order, because the combat is just right, and it's just enough backtracking if you die, or the enemies come back if you die, to where I'm just like, this isn't tedious and annoying. But I'm going to try Elden Ring because I want to give my opinions on the game on the show and actually have a perspective on it. And, we can talk about it a little bit maybe. But
Are you going to buy it?
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't know, man. I thought about it, but I was like,
Those games are hard.
Well, I mean, we do talk about Xbox games on our Xbox podcast. You might want to play some of those.
You might want to play
such
some
a
Xbox
fun
games.
Yeah. So I'm gonna buy all those games.
Are you gonna play Horizon Forbidden West or no?
I am in no rush to play Horizon Forbidden West.
Okay. Well,
because I have so many other games on Xbox that I need to play first.
I can give my thoughts on that.
Yeah, we can ask you how much you hate it.
Oh, shit.
Hey, chat, let us know your thoughts on some of these games. Like I said, if you're going to play them, if you're excited for them. And we got to give a shout out to a few guys in the chat here. Neil B, shout out to you. Noof Nukem, shout out to you. We got Greymond. We got Greg E3, Boss Mod Lethal Papa. We've also got Valerian. Don Otaku, by the way, says Shadow Warrior 2 co-op is awesome. Shout out to you, Don. I guess I didn't know I had a co-op. I forgot about that. And then we got ABC, ABAC, ABD 72. He says, how about the Super Bowl? You know, the halftime show was interesting.
Fuck the Rams.
Halftime show.
Why you got to be rude about
it?
The
halftime show was awesome.
Was great.
I got to give a shout out to Spider-Man 356 channel member. And
damn, Chargers. Let me get this LA Charger guy real quick.
Go ahead.
Charger fan. He said, hates Series S. Doesn't have a 60 FPS mode. Gives ponies that don't know the hardware ammo to talk crap. Only thing worse than ponies are 49er fans. Just kidding, Zalker. Hey, Charger fan.
Take it easy.
Charger fan. Blocked. How do you like that? Get out of here. Gone.
You know what? He's just right. Brisket, by the way, Brisket for the Biscuit says, loving the show, mate. Thank you very much, sir. They run a podcast. I was in a party with them not too long ago. We got John Bott. John Bott. Shout out to you, buddy. And everyone else in the chat. But yeah, LA Chargers fan, shout out to you, buddy. Thanks for showing up and letting us know your thoughts on some of this stuff. We've also got a new update to our Grounded, by the way. Hit 10 million users. I know nobody here gives two fucks about that, but
Taylor! That's a big deal.
Is it, Tim?
Yeah. The game is in preview, and it's just a highly played game. It's a lot of people playing the game.
10 million preview. Wow.
And it hasn't come out of preview.
You're right, it hasn't. Why the fuck not?
It's just they just keep adding to it. You know what I mean? Supposedly it's going to be probably at the end of the year it'll come out at a preview. But the team was about 25 to 30 developers, and it's a good story. They were actually before Xbox purchased Bethesda. that game, and I mean Obsidian, that game was talked about passion projects where they were labeled, and it got greenlit under, I believe, under the deal. So, listen, Obsidian is it's going to be interesting to see what they got with Avowed and stuff like that. That we forget about all these other acquisitions because of the big ones, but they got a freaking
they got a bunch of good stuff.
Colt's been playing the hell out of Grounded. I think me and him were talking at a party. He has I think close to 15 days played in that thing. And he was telling me that he plays with his kids and he has a good time with it. And then he's like, Zocker, I kind of feel like it's my days or my Sea of Thieves. People give me shit, but I still like it. I mean,
Grounded is a much higher quality product than Sea of
I'll
Thieves.
fucking fight you.
Hey, it's still in preview though, and that's one thing I don't like about game previews. Those games seem to sit in preview for a long time. But 10 million players is a lot, chat. That's like everybody here times a quad 5 billion or something. So it's
like half the players at Sea of Thieves got. Sorry.
Anyway, Xbox update. Quick Resume's getting big change where you can pin games you don't want to leave to Quick Resume, right? They've got where they're saying you can pin up to 2 of these to never leave Quick Resume, and which some people are excited for. I covered this in my last videos, one of the topics. And they're also how much do you actually use Quick Resume, Fonz? A lot?
Yeah, all the time. I always leave at least one game going on there. But sometimes, like you mentioned in your video, sometimes they just fall out of it. And I'm like, what happened?
I stopped using it. I turn off my games every single time because there's bugs on either like achievements or the online, especially games are like really messed up and they just disconnect. And it's like restart your game to connect. Like Ubisoft
usually
games.
Though, they let you know which ones have a problem with achievements, and those I won't use it for. But most other games I do. Like I always use it with Assassin's Creed and games like that. I just leave it going. And usually it stays, but every once in a while they'll just disappear out of Quick Resume. And you mentioned that on your video. I watched it, and good video.
What do you think about my little beginning segment with the Sony fanboys crying review bias about Horizon Zero Dawn?
Just like in the beginning of this video, this podcast, I thought it was stupid of them, but I did like your you showing the tweets and stuff. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty hard to believe we live in that world where guys there that don't even play these games. By the way,
men's opinions on video games.
Yeah, they're very upset about that, chat. So.
Just Quick Resume is like amazing for roguelites, right? Like
fuck you and your roguelikes. Roguelikes.
I'm just saying, like Hades, like
Quick Resume is good for
Hades, like Hades. Like I think it'd be great. Like I'm just saying, like a game that you can't lose progression on, or like Returnal. That was a big thing where people made fun of it. Like if Returnal had it, like that'd be perfect because you can play that, pause it, go play
something else,
Call of Duty with your buddies. Call of Duty that's not exclusive anymore. All those stuff, and then jump right back into it.
So
what's funny is though we've got something like Quick Resume now that honestly with these consoles they're so fast to boot up games now it's almost like irrelevant.
They get rid of like the little load time. I mean it isn't though because it does still save you like several minutes. Like jumping into this and then literally jumping into something you're doing a week ago and it's like holy shit I'm literally right where I was. And my thing.
Using it so much, I forget how fast these hard drives are now and how fast these games boot up. Because when I do have to boot them up, I'm like, wow, that was quick.
That's crazy because the PS5, that's literally the one thing that's better about the system is the SSD speed, right? Which can help with load times a few seconds here and there. But Microsoft are like, fuck that. No, we're gonna let you have like 8 to 12 titles in Quick Resume, and you can do shit you can't even do on PC right now. Which people gave a shit for talking about back then. Tim is the next gen Xbox can do stuff that's not even on PC right now. We're hearing and it comes out to be things like Quick Resume, but that stuff will make its way to PC eventually, hopefully, right? So.
Tim's not even in this chat.
Fuck Tim Dog. I knew it. Tim Dog, his connection probably went down. Motherfucker forgot to pay the bill again or something. But chat, let us know what you think about some of these new updates. The Horizon Zero Dawn review bias, quote unquote, that's fucking just ridiculous. And of course, the Capcom rumor, which we need to talk about right now.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, what's that?
I saw that.
So there's a rumor right now that Xbox is looking into buying Capcom, and I wanted Zalker to go into all the detail with this as our final topic. What are you getting out of this? Is it a strange coincidence, or is it some bullshit? And tell the chat what they need to hear.
I think it's bullshit. There's an announcement coming for something from Capcom in like a week. They have like this countdown, and somebody said that they hacked some bullshit, and in the folders it says Phil Spencer is proud to announce, blah blah blah, as Capcom's joining Xbox, and so that's where the rumor came from. There might be more to it, but that's what I saw.
They have been hacked before, and their stuff leaked. I will say that, and it was real.
Yeah,
and Phil Spencer was just in Japan. But I'm not saying this is real.
Delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
Why?
I hate you, Phil.
So Phil was just in Japan, right?
He was, but if
which
anything,
is weird. He probably was just getting sushi or something. He wasn't even fucking worried about these games. You know what I'm saying?
He's buying platinum, dude. Shut up.
No shit. They bring back Scalebound.
Yeah, exclusive. And I'm serious. I think. I don't know, man. I think there's something else going on with them buying something. That's why like we've said, the Activision buyout was like kind of out of nowhere, and it was really quick. So they were working on something else before that, and people, like Jeff Keighley and a bunch of other people said, "Hey, I already know stuff that's in the final stages." So maybe it is Capcom, maybe it isn't. But after the Activision stuff and the FTC stuff, I can also see studios and publishers not buying anything, kind of pulling back and stopping until the FTC stuff is kind of settled.
Getting stuff done says sake.
Why would they push something like that, right? They're trying to get the Activision Blizzard deal done through the FTC, and then they go ahead and buy Capcom too, and then people are going to scream even louder, Monopoly.
Hey, man, it was leaked from the folders, Fonzarelli.
Yeah,
the super secret ones.
They do leak stuff out of folders, though, and it becomes true, but, I don't think this is one of them.
Astrid said, can we get a Zalker as the toddler?
Oh, my God.
Come on, you don't got it loaded?
Zoka is a toddler.
So stupid. Oh, shout out to the crackhead on Twitter that made that. Also, hey, so Capcom is saying, hey, somebody hacked into their shit. They're saying that Phil Spencer has an announcement. I just brought up that he was also actually in Japan recently. That doesn't mean shit though.
Always there.
Like getting stuff done. Said he's there for the sake, and obviously the sushi rolls.
Can they even buy Capcom? They can't buy Capcom.
What's with these double standards, D-Batch? How come they can buy our shit? We can't buy
theirs? They own Tango GameWorks, right?
Yeah. So
well, that's
what would you say, businessman D?
D-Batch, go!
D-Batch did the giggle of
he did the fucking kill you laugh.
Yeah, he did the I'll fucking smack you laugh.
D-Batch, go.
If I had to guess, I would say some exclusive content's coming to Game Pass. They're not buying them.
Why did he got to go, spend the night?
Fake ass shit.
Oh, shit. Tim Dog
exactly.
back.
Exactly.
Tim Dog. I wanted to give this to Tim Dog so he could do that from the beginning, but you weren't in here, Tim Dog. You fucked up my thing. I had it all planned out.
Guess what? It's fake ass shit.
They didn't leak from the master file on the fucking Capcom server? Come on now.
It didn't happen.
It's fake ass shit.
Oh, you know they got to have a special plan, though, Tim Dog. Philly B was just over there in Japan. Come on now.
I think Tim just had some sake and came back.
I made some sake, actually.
Yeah, I'm down.
See? Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do to survive. Hey, we got... So, yeah, Tim says fake ass shit. Obviously, we don't think it's real. Something I've been getting a lot of messages about, seeing people make videos on this. It's obviously not going to be real, but, we got to include it in our topics. It's something a lot of people are talking about. So, the potential of a new Xbox studio, no, we don't think it's real. And Zalker was honestly saying he knows it's real before. We talked him down from the ledge. And now he's, thinking it's not.
You can't talk me down for shit, bitch. I'll jump. I don't care. It's fucking happening.
We got to give a shout. We got to shout out to everybody watching. Guys, hit the like button, tell a buddy or two about the show, and let us know your thoughts as we kind of say some outros. We got a few super chats here we're going to get before we go here. KY Bob says, very interesting. He says acquiring overseas developers may not have to go through the same type of approval. Yeah, it's not real, Bob. Also, Ruben Almighty, shout out to you, buddy. He says, happy to be here live. Love all of you guys. Cyberpunk release today would be game of the year. He's saying the version that came out today. He says, because it's a very good game. Quick resume is one of the best features in the universe. Yes, it is, sir. And then we've got Jeffrey in the super chat says, have you heard anything else about Ubisoft subservice? When is that coming to Xbox?
The Ubisoft Plus thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They never gave a date.
It all starts with Extraction, which, by the way, I've seen very few people playing Rainbow Six Extraction, even in Game Pass. Like, I've seen very few people playing it.
Well, everybody played it for the week, and then another game came out, and now all these other games
I didn't even see people playing it that week, hardly. Like, few people played it that week. Like, think about big releases on Game Pass. Like, everybody played Halo. But
why do you think they why do you think they charged $40 for it?
And I've seen some people go back to Halo.
I'm just saying, not even Game Pass can make people really play it.
In regards to one of the super chats, anything below, I believe, 100 million doesn't have to go through the regulatory process. So let's say Xbox bought the team that's under,
some shit that was less than 100 million.
Yeah, they could do that, and they don't have to deal with all of this passing stuff.
From what we've seen, nothing's going to be under 100 million though.
So they just barely passed up that mark with Activision, and they just barely passed it, and they should have just held back a little bit more. Sir X-Man says weapons in Shadow Warrior are addicted. What does he say? Addicted? Just saying. Addicting, I'm sure he meant. Shout out to you, buddy. And then Lord Starkiller says, I need to play Sifu on my PC first before Grid Legends. Sifu, a lot of people are playing that. That's coming to Xbox, right? It's a timed exclusive, right?
Yeah, probably.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I don't think that developer is drawn into an exclusive deal with PlayStation. I think it's just more or less, they had targeted like Xbox did, but they really targeted a bunch of titles to have exclusively for a year, and I think they were one of them. This might be 6 months, kind of like the Stalker 2, even though it's not said, it's supposed to be 3 months. So you have these deals, and Sifu will probably come to Xbox. It's probably on Game Pass
in like a year
with an easy mode.
Well, I'll play it there as I age, as I get punched. Target says Microsoft can 100% buy Capcom. He's not saying they are, but he says there's no hoops. Yeah. Shout out to you, Hargeet. And shout out to everybody in the chat, all the channel members, everybody who left a comment, hit a like button, or watched the show. Over 1,400 people tonight, guys. Appreciate you so much. This is Dying Light 2, running on Xbox Series X. And, again, second playthrough, quite a ways through. Hoping to get done with this soon so we can move on to some other stuff.
Fire.
They're on fucking fire.
Are you in love with the game? Because I played the game, and it feels very much like the first. It's like the same type of loop, I guess you would say. What is your take on it?
Well, if you really want to know in detail, just watch my last video. I go into all that at the end of the last video. But since I know you probably won't do that, I'll say that it's fun. I like being in the world. But the co-op doesn't fucking work. I lost 25 hours of progress in a save bug, or a death loop bug. I've got some grievances, okay? But, when it comes down to it, it kind of hit at the perfect time. I just wish it fucking worked properly with the co-op and stuff. That's how I played the first Dying Light. First time I ever ran through it was late last year. And I enjoyed the co-op with it with FPS boost, and I can't do that here. This is more in depth, better combat, better movement, frame rate. And it looks better, but obviously didn't get the most out of the hardware. I don't know, man. The story is not the greatest. It's just one of those games you play. You kind of enjoy the combat, the exploration, the climbing, and just kind of have fun with it, despite some of the problems.
Wait for a sale. Get it at $20. It's not worth it. It gets worse as it goes on. It has one of the worst endings I've seen in a game. It literally, just so everybody knows, there's a bug where when you're fighting the final thing or boss or whatever the hell, there's a black screen that happens because you fight the boss and a cutscene happens. I got 8 of those black screens happen to me where I have to restart the game 8 times to finish the final boss.
Oh,
the grappling hook is complete trash.
Flaccid ass grappling hook.
It's flaccid. It's just stupid. The story has no continuity. One character will try to kill you, and then you'll be like, cool. Then you won't see them for 8 hours, and then they see you again, and they're like, hey, buddy, how's it going? Long time no see. And you're like, bitch, you tried killing me. Like, what the fuck? Like, how are you my homie now?
He's like, let the past go, bitch.
It's just fucking let it go, bro. I'm just murdering you. It's. I know some people will like it here and there. Gameplay's fun on co-op. That's the only thing that saved it. Like you just kill zombies with a buddy. But at the end of the day, me and my friends at the end just wanted to just get over with it, and I uninstalled it instantly after I beat it after the 8 freaking black screens.
Zorka is a toddler.
I'm a fucking beta tester on the game, literally.
Let the past go, bitch. God, I thought we were over that.
Gosh. Yeah.
Papa Baco, he says he didn't have any issues over co-op. Man, it's still an issue. The developer's still talking about it. They're going to patch it.
Are you on PC or console? Because the console has way more co-op issues. Than
he's on console. He's on Series X, and he's not having any issues.
That's the only thing that worked for me.
Screens, bro. Only 8 black screens. That ain't shit.
Only 8. Dude, to the point, people, this is how bad it was. I couldn't play with my buddy because I was the host of the game. I had to stream the game to him because of the black screen so he can see the ending.
You know, that's another thing they need to work on with co-op too. And one reason why I don't like co-oping in most games. It's because usually the host is the one that gets the progress and whoever's with you doesn't get the progress. And if you play with somebody through the entire game, only the host gets the win, you know? I don't like that.
It's not, yeah, my buddy was tied to me. We didn't know it was like that until we were like, I think 5-6 hours in on the first night. And then he went to go, he's like, I'm gonna go do some stuff solo. And he was at the beginning and he was like, oh, so I'm just stuck to where you are. And I'm like, yep. So we were just waiting with each other. And it's just, whatever.
In the main story, you're stuck, but you get to keep all the stuff you collect and all the level up stuff.
Yeah, but all that stuff.
But yeah, more games should have like a progression kind of. They used to do that back in the day when things weren't so. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Like Gears of War isn't quite the same game. Like a lot of games that are a little bit more linear, they carry that progression through perfectly. But they're obviously more linear. So I don't know how it really works. A lot of open world games like Far Cry, they don't carry over the progression through the single player story stuff, just the side stuff, kind of like Dying Light. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but I like co-op.
I've seen more bugs in this. I've seen more bugs in this than I did Cyberpunk when it first came out. Like, that's how bad to me this is. I think it's just.
I've heard
even the fast travel, like you have the map where there's a subway station on the map that you could click and fast travel. Sometimes those don't even show up. They're just gone. They're not there. And you have to like run over there, and then they'll show up 3 seconds later. Yeah, shout out to Techland. Do better tech.
Yeah, or at least change the studio name. But yeah, at the end of the day,
Bugland.
Dogland. Hey, we got to get out of here, guys. Brigadier Blue says, what do you think of Tango's new mobile game?
Mobile what?
Mobile games.
I don't play
mobile here. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, you're more up on it than we are, Brigadier. I have no idea. I don't keep track of the mobile stuff, honestly. Just stuff I'm kind of interested in. But I wish you would have told us. Maybe let us know in the chat if it's cool or in the comments. And shout out to everybody that will be in the comments. Everybody watches after the fact. Shout out to everybody that was here. Hit the like button. Tell everybody about the show. And obviously, we wish you guys all the best. Thanks for supporting what we do. We're getting out of here. We're going to go be humans and eat and play games and stuff. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get some outros. D-Batch, how you been, buddy? What have you been playing and where can people find you?
I'm good. I've been playing a lot of Sifu, and tonight I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk 2077 on both PlayStation and Xbox and doing a comparison, seeing how it stacks up to each other and the old version. You can find me on Twitter at D_Batch, and of course on YouTube at DBatch. Was a great show. And people, we can agree to disagree. It should never get nasty. So I wasn't looking at the comment section. Hope it wasn't getting nasty there. So yeah, it was a great show, and I'll see you guys next week.
How do I pronounce that? Mr. Capella. He says no Crossfire X. No, we didn't really go into Crossfire X because it's exactly what we told you it would be the week before it came out.
Trash.
Yep.
Now that's just what we were hearing and what was obviously pretty obvious from them hiding the game. I played some of the game. There's no achievements for the single player or anything. I didn't play enough of the multiplayer. You don't care about achievements, Fonz.
No, but that's crazy that there isn't any.
Why?
It's all tied to the multiplayer. Like all 1,000 achievement points are tied to the multiplayer.
Okay.
But there's some.
I thought there was none.
I watched.
No, just single player.
I watched Boba Fett Gaming's video on it, and he played a lot of enough of the multiplayer, and he's a big multiplayer guy as well. They've been playing a lot of Halo, and they were talking about Crossfire X and some of the just how there's just a bunch of shit that's not really in order, including the controls, the way they have a lot of these skins for the multiplayer, the maps are limited. There's some issues with a lot of different things on there, and I'm gonna go with what Boba Fett's saying because he's played it a lot more than I have, and he didn't got no reason to shit on the game. So just check his video out if you haven't. Find him in the comments, click on his name, and obviously let us know what your guys' thoughts are. Crossfire, I might try it again here in the future, but right now, trying to get through Dying Light, trying to get through a lot of this shit coming out, and obviously I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Crossfire X when I got games like Halo I could play if I'm trying to play broken multiplayer.
Hell yeah.
Big Team Battle, I think. Is that still fucked?
Yep.
God. Shout out to 343 who aren't fixing.
No, they're fixing. They just show. I mean, there was just a leak of some of the stuff that's being worked on. There'll be an update, I would say, in the next 2 weeks.
Hopefully, but yeah,
or at least a roadmap.
Fonzarelli, what have you been playing, buddy, and where can people find you?
Well, you know what? It's funny that we were talking about, games earlier on the Series S and how, like, they should, some of these games should be upgraded to 60 frames per second, and they can be able to do that. Because I'm playing Assassin's Creed again, and damn, that game is just so good, man.
That game was later upgraded to 60 frames, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why they're not being able to do that for the S. But yeah, I'm loving that. Again, I am going to be jumping into, of course, Horizon Forbidden West when that comes out Thursday night. And then in March, of course, going to be jumping into that Assassin's Creed. That's what I'm getting ready for, is that new DLC coming that looks pretty good. Good expansion there. Besides that, you can find me at Fonzarelli Gaming here on YouTube, just doing my thing. And I want to give a shout out actually to a couple of folks like Boba Fett Gaming doing his thing on his channel, and Ashtray Gaming and Xbox Obi. Those guys are really trying to do their thing on YouTube, and I really appreciate that, man. They've been big supporters of mine for a while, and really appreciate what they do.
Of course, yeah. We got to give them all shout outs. We've given them shout outs before, but you're right. We got to do it again. Ashtray putting out videos and learning the hard way how to get the best audio quality. Shout out to Ashtray, funny guy, and obviously Boba Fett. He's kind of someone we run into more recently, and then obviously Xbox Obi, who is here sometimes.
There's so many good content creators in this space.
And you're not making videos, so we got to watch someone's videos.
Yeah, you know how it is. It's tough. But, they definitely know how it is, and they're getting into it, and they're seeing how much time it takes to edit these videos and stuff. And I appreciate them for that, because that's what we need more of in this community is content creators that really put time and effort in to edit their videos and stuff. And I really appreciate that.
Fuck that. I'm sitting in a windowless van talking shit on other men.
I like it. I like it.
There's people out there, man. It's crazy. Pie for D. Love your passion. Yeah, shout out to you, Danny. He says Activision topic is Pie for D. Shout out to you, Danny. But yeah, shout out to everybody. We've also got Tim Dog, brother. What have you been playing, and where can people find you?
You guys know where to find me on Twitter. I've been playing Dying Light some. I stopped playing that and started a Madden franchise. And I have to say, Madden is basically a live service game. And when it releases at launch, it's never really in a great spot. But as the time goes on, the game really starts to, it really starts to fix things. And right now, I have to say, the build that I'm playing on, or the Madden as of right now, and it's a good thing because it's coming to Game Pass, is absolutely excellent. I'm playing franchise, really enjoying it. AI is great, just the way the games play, very realistic feel. So anybody that's in Game Pass, definitely download it. It's a part of the Ultimate package with EA Plus. But yeah, I've been playing that, and I played some Extraction too with some buddies, and I think that's an underrated game. It's a pretty cool game. It's just that it didn't seem to really, lift off. I don't see any of you guys playing it, or many in the community even talking about it. But also try that out. I kind of feel like it's a good game.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's great. I'd be interested to hear what you think about it with more time in it. because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, it's pretty cool. And I had more and more time in it, and it's just your perspectives change. A lot of games will kind of have you that way at the beginning, but let us know if you end up playing some more of that. Wolf of Darkness, by the way, says, great podcast dealer, amazing panel, more RDX, please. Once a week, sir. Definitely, once a week. Try to make it an event, and personally, I think it's better that way. And shout out to Lord Star Killer. Can you get Dirk Griggity on RDX? He's been on RDX before. And honestly, I have a lot of guests on that I am hanging out in a party and kind of, engaging with them that way to kind of get the chemistry and stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of people that I'm just chilling with on the show sometimes. And that's kind of, but it don't mean you can't come back on the show though, for sure. But yeah, Zalker, what you been playing, buddy? Where can people find you?
Me, Twitter, Zalker87, YouTube, Zalker87, or in your recommends, not. But no, I've been playing a lot of, I beat Dying Light 2 on Friday last week. I wanted to beat it, got done with it. 6 out of 10, if that. And then I've been playing Valhalla on the Series X again. I'm going back trying to beat it because that game is a lot of fun, and I just felt like playing a better game after Dying Light. And I've been playing a lot of Warhammer Battle Sector on the PC, which is Game Pass. It's a strategy game. It's pretty freaking awesome, really turn-based. It's like XCOM, but way more fast-paced. I'm enjoying that. Brutal. And Lost Ark. That game is one of the best launched games I've ever seen. It's an MMO action RPG. Amazon is actually publishing it. They've released 2 big MMOs now with New World and this one is breaking records with concurrent players. And I've never played a game that's an MMO where there is not a lot of bugs, which I haven't ran into a single bug. And my buddies are like already almost max level, if not max level, because they like it so much. Yeah, it's a really well done game. It's a fusion between action RPG from like Japanese style and Western style. And I have to say it works. They did a really good job with the damn game, and hopefully it gets a console port. But man, is that game really fun. So I recommend people check that shit out, man. It's good stuff.
What
and
game
it's
is
very,
it?
And they're very Lost Ark.
Trash.
You're a trash bag. No, it's pretty fun, man. But yeah, no. So I'll be playing those things, and then obviously Warhammer Total War is coming out this Thursday on Game Pass. So I'll jump into that. Another big old strategy game with freaking awesomeness. So looking forward to that too. So yeah, that's it, man. And thanks everybody in chat. You guys are awesome. Power of the show. D-Batch, you're a businessman. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
He's like,
before I forget to tell you guys, this tonight, if you're in Canada, Walmart is going to be dropping Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. So look out for that, maybe around 11 till 12 o'clock tonight.
yeah, and let us know if you're still unable to get one, because that's still a big issue. So some people like Brian Harris who said, fuck it, I'm getting the Series S, and they've enjoyed it. But then I remember that whenever they fuck it up on a game like Cyberpunk and don't give you a fucking 60 frames mode, which they can obviously do. They proved that with the 1440 mode. So, hopefully you guys can get a Series X soon or a PS5, whatever you're trying to get. I know Baco was trying to get a PS5, couldn't, and he actually came over to Xbox with a Series S and a Series X and discovered Game Pass, and, it changed everything. Like, he's an Xbox fan now, right? So Game Pass is a pretty powerful gateway for a lot of people. So let us know. Obviously, hit the like button if you haven't. Tell a buddy or two about the show. Share it on Twitter. And obviously, we will see you guys in the next one. Check out my last video. If you missed it, you can find me at dealer_gaming on Twitter. _dealer _II on Xbox Live. And we will see you in the next one. We're out.
Later, everybody.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Aha!